Welcome to another episode of the Adventures of FoxFoil. Today we are going to be working on our villager trading hall and trading with the villagers. But before we get into the episode, if you like today's episode, please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And with that out of the way, let's get the episode going. We're back here in the gold farm where I have been since the end of the last episode, and look at how many levels I have, 469, and I've gone through all of the chests and combined the gold nuggets down into gold blocks, and let's take a look at how much we have. Almost 2 rows of gold blocks. That is a lot of gold. We are going to use those today, and I'm going to get those together and take them with me as we head back to the overworld. Here we are in the trading hall, and as you can see from the levels, I don't have all of them left. What happened was, as I was leaving the gold farm, there was a zombie on the scaffolding and he knocked me off. I fell down and died and lost all my levels. But I was able to save the gold, so that's good. And now we can go ahead and take a look at the project that we are going to be working on in today's episode. Now, you may remember from when we built the villager trading hall that we had the area behind this wall where all of the villagers need to go, but we didn't finish it and we didn't put any villagers in, so we can't do any trading. But we have all of this room to do it, and what we need to do is dig out the space back here, put in a hallway, and then get the villagers into place so that we can get some trading started. Now, I've been doing some planning and I've moved these blocks up because I want to place a doorway here, which is going to go into the back area behind all of these walls. And that's where we are going to go to get up and to get the spots for all of the villagers. So we just need to open up this area and start getting some digging going in this back space. And I think what we're going to do is have a nice archway right here for a door. And I've already started it with these blocks, and I think that that will work out really well. So I need to get some resources together, and then we can meet back here to get started with the first part of our project. I'm back with the resources, and we are ready to get started with the first part of our project, which will be to get a villager breeder up and running. So to do that, we need to break out this area right here behind the wall. And once we open it up, there's a little bit of space back here from when we were building the villager trading hall, but we are not going to be using it for the villager breeder because we need to move it a little bit further away. And let's see what we are working with back here. So I think over on this side, if we take a look, you can see where the wall is right here. And so that's that side. And then over on this end, I think is that open space where that cavern is. So I'm going to do some scouting out and figure out where we can put the villager breeder because we have all of this space right here that we need to put for villagers. And then once that's ready, we will meet back up again. Down here is where I put the villager breeder, and it's based on a design by Romer GFX, who has a great video about it. You should definitely check it out. It's in the link in the description down below. And it's a really simple design, easy to put together. You just have this area for the farm, and then the water goes here in the center. And then over here, you have the beds, which are key to getting the baby villagers. And that's all that it is. So now we just need to get some villagers to put into place. All right, I have these 2 villagers who volunteered to help out, and they're here. And now we just need to get some crops planted so that they'll be able to get the farm going, which they need in order to have all of the baby villagers. And just like that, the carrots are planted and the villagers are having baby villagers. We've got our first one right here. And look at all of those carrots. That's a lot of carrots. Wow. So now what we need to do is get a system into place so that we can move the villagers from down here in the villager breeder up into our villager trading hall. So let's get started with that. Here is the system that we are going to be using. So you take a dispenser, you place it right here. You put some mine carts into the dispenser like that. And then let's get a button as well. So we put that here, and then you take the button and you put that above the dispenser. And when you press the button, it'll dispense the minecart onto the track. The minecart will come up, collect the villager. And then from here, it'll take the villager and run it up these stairs here. So just right up that path, right like that, up to where the villager trading hall is. It's been a little bit of time, and I've dug out this space for the next room that we're going to work on, and it fits right underneath the stairs that come down into the villager trading hall. And it was super close. I didn't think that it was actually going to work because I measured it out, and it was just barely going to be able to fit. But the design that I came up with is going to work in this space, and we are going to use it to convert the villagers from zombie villagers back into regular villagers so that we can get the best prices for our trade. Now, this process is going to have a bit of a technical side to it, so I'm going to skip ahead to where I can explain what I'm working on after it's already built. So the first part is done, which is getting these tracks into place. And what these tracks will do is move the villagers around as we are converting them. So over on this end is where the zombies are going to be, which convert the villagers into zombie villagers. And then over here is where we're going to convert them back. And the villager breeder is down there. So the villagers will come in, they'll go over to that side, which has got the zombies. And then once they're done over on that side, they'll come back over here. Now, to move them around, we have these levers which will change the direction of the tracks. And as you can see, we've got these little turns where the track can go one way or the other. And when you flip the switch, it changes the direction of the track just like that. And as we go down, you can see it moves it. So it's going, I don't know what that one's doing. It should flip it. Yeah, that one works. All right, I'm going to have to work with that one to see why it's not working. I think, let's see. Oh, okay, because it's missing a redstone. All right, there we go. That's better. Now you can see. So it flips it, and then we can go down, and each one will change its direction. And as we move down, all of these ones are linked up just like that. Now, the next phase is completed, which is to get the zombies into place. And I was very creative with the names. So this guy is Zombie Bob, and next to him is Zombie Bob. And then down here at the end is Zombie Bob as well. And these three are going to be key to making the whole thing work. Now, this guy in the middle was not cooperative. He took my boat and he won't give it back. So I've decided to let him keep it because it seems to be important to him. But when you flip this switch, you see that the zombies pop up and they're right there in place to be able to attack the villagers, but they aren't able to get out because we have this slab up here and this slab here. So they're a half slab lower than the rest of the area. So it allows them to hit, but it doesn't allow them to get out. And then once you flip the switch back, they drop down and they won't be able to attack any of the villagers. So that's that system into place. So now we need to get started over with this side here. Now, with a little jump in time, this room is complete. And on this side, we have the space to convert the zombie villagers back to regular villagers. And in order to do that, we have this button right here, which is connected to a dispenser. And the dispenser is right back here. So you can see, it's a little dark. Let me put a torch here. You can see this dispenser where we'll put the splash potions of weakness, and when you press the button, they'll drop down, land on the villager, and it'll get both villagers on either side. So you can get 3 villagers with 1 potion, which is going to save us a little bit by having that right there. And then you'll be able to use the golden apple to convert them to being regular villagers. So it's just you press the button, it drops down, and then you give them the golden apple. And this one over here doesn't do anything. It's just for symmetry purposes. But that's the room. That's what we put together. And it's now time to get the villagers into place. Now let's go down and get the first villager to get started with the process. And we're going to test it out to see how everything works. And whoa, all right, that's a lot of villagers. I think I have enough minecarts. Yes, that's fully loaded. Let's get this going. So we've got our first villager. Let's go up and see what's happened. Okay, so this is the first guy. I've been working with him to try to get a good trade. I've got the paper and emeralds here. And right now, the book that he has isn't great. It's efficiency 2. It's not good. So we need to keep rolling it by breaking the lectern and then placing it down again, and to see if we can get a good enchantment for the first book. So let's see. This process takes a little bit of time, and I'm going to keep working on it until I can get a good enchantment that I want to keep. Here are the first 3 villagers that we have, and the first guy I was able to get with Flame, the second guy has Aqua Affinity, and the third guy has Silk Touch, which is pretty good. That's a good start. Those are all enchantments that we want. So I'm going to flip the track so we can bring them over here and convert them into zombie villagers. And that is just a matter of flipping the track so it gets right direct route over to them. And then what we can do is we go over to this side, and there's this button here which powers the rail and sends him off over to the side. And so that one will go over here into this far corner. And then once we do that, we flip the track so that the next guy can go into the next spot. And we go over here, press this button, which sends him off. And he goes into his spot, which is in this side. And then the last guy is going to go into the middle. So we flip this switch, and then we come over here, press this button, and off he goes, and he is in the middle. And then once they're all in place, we flip this lever, and they are going to get converted, I think, if the zombies cooperate. Come on, guys. Okay. Maybe I need to be out of their line. Okay, that guy went. Let's see. I think if I come down here where the zombies won't be able to focus on me, they will do their work better. So I'll wait here. Once they're converted, I'll bring you back. Here we are. We've got 3 converted zombie villagers, and they are all ready to go to be converted back to regular villagers. So let's put the zombies back down so that they're not going to cause any problems. And then we'll come over here, and we're going to just repeat the process in reverse of what we did before. So we press the button, and that will send them off. Let me just, okay, I don't have the tracks correct. Let's flip these switches here. So that one and that one. There we are. And then I think this middle one needs to be flipped as well. So switch that. All right. So now when we press the button, it'll send the villager back over to the other side of the room very slowly. And they are all the way over there. And then we just have to flip this one to get the next one and the next one. And then we can convert them back to regular villagers. There we are. We just need this last guy to convert back to being a regular villager. Come on, you can do it. Come on, one more. And there we go. Perfect. So we have 3 villagers who are all converted back. They've got low prices, and all we need to do now is repeat that process 4 more times in order to make sure that all of the trades are going to be at that price permanently. So let me just flip these switches. We're going to send them back over to the zombies, repeat that process 4 times, and I'll bring you back once it's all done, and you can see them when they are in their permanent spots in the trading hall. Here are the first 3 villagers, and they are all ready to go. We've got them in their spots with their workstations, and they're ready to trade with, and they've got the discounted prices. But these 3 are just the start. We have a lot more to do, and I need to get started with that. It's been a long time since the last clip, and I've made a lot of progress in getting the building done and villagers put into place. At least the librarian villagers. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on. When you come into this hallway, you can see from out here, you've got the kind of cyan color, and I use some of the nether brick as a contrast down this hallway, so it's not quite all blue everywhere. Up here is the chest with the potions for converting the villagers. And then we've got these little benches along here with the plants and the lanterns. And I really did it so that we could put the lanterns here to light up the area. But I thought that the plants really kind of add a living element to this area. On this side, the hallway is all done and it's ready for villagers, but we haven't put any villagers in there yet. The only ones that we have are the librarian villagers, which are on this side. And they are the ones that take a long time to do because you have to make sure that you get the right enchantments. And as you can see, we have a ton of them all in place. I think in total, there's 18 or 19. And we've got a lot of different enchantments with these guys. Pretty much every enchantment that you would want on your armor is in here. And or tools. So we've got like protection 4 and looting 3. This one's got punch 2 for a bow. We've got mending, feather falling. A lot of these enchantments, which are hard to get when you're just using an enchantment table, are much easier because we can just get them from the books. So these last spots are still open, but this is where we ended up right here. So we've got a few more to go as well. But that's a lot of work. It took a long time to do, and I think that now we are really set to be able to get a lot of good gear in the future. We don't have to worry about losing any gear because we can easily replace it. Sadly, that is all that we have for today's episode. We have made a lot of progress in getting our villager trading hall all set to go and actually trading with villagers, which is a lot of progress to be making, and it's going to help us out in the future episodes by having a lot of good gear and other things. In between episodes, I'm going to work on getting other villagers in like masons and farmers, and it's going to greatly expand our ability to build new and bigger and better projects in the future. But until then, thank you so much for joining me. It's been great having you here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And until then, see you later.